Hello everyone and welcome to another video. This is another Tide of Iron scenario of mine I've been working on. It's not entirely finished, but this is a prototype version, and this is what the map looks like. You can also, of course, see it on the back of this scenario, and you can visit the scenario on www.commandsandcolors.net along with all other official and non-official Tide of Iron scenarios as far as I know, and there are articles, there are new maps, even a new expansion, a fan-made one called Tale of the Dragon, which features the Pacific Front that many people have been clamoring for, and rightly so if you ask me. So you will have to do some printing of your own, but everything is there. Anyway, back to this scenario. It's one of those scenarios of mine that I've been working on but never quite finished. Recently I did finish and posted on that same website another scenario of mine called Against All Odds, which is about the 2nd Rangers Battalion and their assault on Hill 400 during the Battle of Hurton Forest. This one takes place, and that one is finished, by the way. This one takes place near the shores of Lake Ladoga, hence the title, Tigers Lash Out at Ladoga. The Germans had cut off the city of Leningrad for a long time, and the Russians tried numerous times to break the siege and to relieve the city. And very often in such cases, the heavy Tiger platoon or heavy tank platoon of tank ace Hans Bülter was used to plug the gaps, and this is one of the occasions on which that happened. The Russians have a lot of T-34s to start with, 10, and some infantry. They have the Soviet reinforcements deck and the Soviet armored reinforcements deck, which is a custom-made deck, which you can also find on the aforementioned website, www.commandsandcolors.net. The Germans have a German tank ace deck, which is another custom deck that you can find there, and the Morale 1 deck. They also have the tank ace in play, and this one functions as a operations card in this scenario, artillery 88s. By the way, such cards, artillery cards, are paid for, and as long as you do not establish contact, you can use them again on the next game round, not game turn, game round. And you don't have to pay for them again. Should you miss, that's a different story. I mean, if you do roll attack dice and you simply don't roll any hits, that's tough luck, and you lose the card. But normally speaking, you keep artillery cards, and the same goes for this one. So you pay for it. If you establish contact, you resolve the rest of the card. If you don't establish contact, you keep it in your play area and you get to try again. What I always do, I place an op-fire token on it to denote that it has been paid for. So basically the ace deck gives, as you might have guessed, lots of special abilities to the tank ace. One of the Tigers will be designated a tank ace. The Tigers enter at the end of round 5. These German reinforcements enter at the end of round 2. So the tank ace gives it some extra movement. It gives it the ability, and most of those can only be used once, to fight a surprise assault. You can even bail out the crew so that you can transfer the ace basically to another vehicle of yours. So those are a couple of cards. And as for the Soviet reinforcements, armored reinforcements deck, well, as you might assume, most of them contain either one or two of a certain Soviet tank. So you can get one or two T-34s, KV-1, sometimes 2, a T-70, an Su-122, but there are also cards in there that allow you to repair a damaged tank. There's one in there that allows you, I believe, to designate one of your armored units as an ace. And also very importantly in this particular scenario, the winter deck is shared. Note that I've used some Memoir 44 tiles here because there weren't enough woods tiles. Well, there actually are, but then you'll have to use the green ones that come with the base game, and I didn't think it would look very nice. But if you use a 4 here, a double one there, a double one here, and some single ones, anyway, it should all work out. There should be enough of them. And if you do on the winter expansion of Memoir 44, it just looks a lot better in this scenario, which is why I used them. The Soviets enter with a fire and move, or a move. I suppose technically they could even, well, they can't enter with an assault because they don't have enough movement points, I think. But they just enter the board one by one. You have to look closely, but there's a pack 40 here. It's very well camouflaged. There's another pack 40 over here. The Germans set up anywhere on boards 34A or 32A, and they might want to put everything up in the front line, but they probably also want to grab these neutral objectives. These two, they don't start in possession of it. Let's just call it partisan activity or something like that, that they do actually have to take control of it first, which is, after all, the standard rule. But it's important to keep in mind in this scenario as well that the Germans don't start out controlling the objectives. They do not physically have units on. Of course, once they do, they can move them off whenever they want. So yeah, that's the basics of the scenario. So soon what you can expect is a playthrough, which I'll do again round by round. Otherwise the video just gets too long to my taste. And I'm usually not able to play an entire scenario in one go. So expect to see the playthrough round by round. So thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and see you on the next one.